What about gangs? Do you have any experience or knowledge of gangs?
I've never been in a gang before, you know. And down in Baton Rouge, they say it's gangs. There ain't no gangs down here. You know, it's a such thing as neighborhoods. You know, I'm from the South, you from the East. You know, but it ain't such East as, you know, Easy Town, Park Town, Science City, South Baton Rouge. You know what I'm saying? It's a certain area that you from. Proclaim your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? I never participated in that because if you ask me, I'm from every neighborhood. You know, I'm good in every neighborhood. I know people in Easy Town, people in Park Town, I know people in South Baton Rouge. You know, I know people everywhere. So, you know, I don't just claim one specific area. You know, I never participated in claiming one specific area. Right.
Is there a conflict between the different neighborhoods?
Not really. Now, I would say probably back then, because I really never understood I'm from over here, you from over there, and all this and that there, you know. I look at it, hey, man, we all in this one big old state or city, and, you know, we all one or whatnot. You know, it always has been maybe conflict in any neighborhood, you know, especially the way that today is that it's no room to be enemies with nobody up on the other side and all this and that there, because you may need that person, which meaning you may be out here hungry, can't get nothing from nobody, can't get no product from somebody. So you got to keep everything at a low pace because you might need to go to the south side and get something. You know what I'm saying? To keep your things going on. So it's really no room, like I say, for the smart people, you know, for the have enemies up in the conflict between neighborhoods.
Where the drugs coming from?
My opinion, I think the government put the drugs here. I mean, how else is gonna come? I mean, of course, I feel like it's like this here. You let a big pushman through. They'll let a big pushman through. I mean, bus somebody, make it look like they caught a big old bus. Man, that's just only to let a big old shipment through. We don't have access to cocaine plants and all this stuff that those folks have way over there. You know what I'm saying? Us people that's getting it in the ghetto, we don't have access to all that. You know, we just don't. So there you have it. You know, I feel like it's just the way that it is as a whole, as a system. You know what I'm saying? Because if people didn't sell drugs, then why would you need narcotics agents, people who come and do drug busts if no one sold drugs? You see what I'm saying? If no one sold drugs, you wouldn't need these type of people around. You know? So I just look at it as, you know, it's just part of what's going on. You know, you got to be smarter. That's why they call it the game. You know, the streets is called a game. They say, man, you in the game, man. Man, in the game. Her name, you know, my first love was the game. That's why they call it a game, because you really playing. And the only thing you playing with is your life. You know what I'm saying? Because it's designed to be the way it is. You can be with it or you will be against it. You know? And they call it a trap. You heard me? That's what they call it, a trap. When you're in the streets, when you're selling drugs, they call it a trap. I'm in a trap. Because that's just what it is. You become a trap to it. You be trapped up in it. Addicted to the money. What's worth staying out here 5-10 years, making a couple $100,000 to go spend 30 of your years or your life, or maybe 50 years in a federal penitentiary? And you can't spend one penny of that money if it don't get all taken from you. You know? So these things that I have seen, I done seen people capitalize upon a large scale. I didn't capitalize upon a large scale, and I ain't got nothing to show for it. You know? It's a trick. It's a trick. You playing a mean mind game with yourself. You know, some people, you will never ever hear about somebody doing what I'm doing right now, telling you about the game, you know, because they ain't living for to tell you, or they can't tell you a lesson. Y'all doing this interview that y'all doing right now behind in a federal penitentiary or in some other kind of prison or something. A lot of people don't make it out to tell about it. That's just how real it is. That's just how real it is. A lot of people don't even make it out to tell about it.
Are you concerned about telling about it here?
Like,
Somebody
is I'm
being-
concerned for my, like being threatened? Hell no. And I say that like that they're smiling. No, indeed, no. You know why? Because I represent change. You know, I feel like I'm the one, I'm the diamond in the dirt haven't been found yet. You know, I feel like I've been through all this that I've been through for a reason. I'm living to tell about it. You know, I'm not worrying about nobody doing me nothing. I'm good. And guess what? When all this shit get finished, I'm gonna pass out some copies and tell them put in they DVD player, Blu-ray player, and all this and that. You know, I mean, it just what it is. I don't feel threatened at all about nothing we talking about.
What drugs, what types of drugs? You mentioned cocaine. What other drugs were you selling on the streets?
Man, cocaine was the main drug of choice for me. I mean, once I learned about cocaine, like I said, I manipulated the trade to a certain degree where I learned how to turn the powder form into the cocaine form. I mean, and once you do that, that's when you start seeing more money. They got a certain thing where they call keeping your feet on your neck. Meaning, nobody want you to figure out how to turn the powder form to the hard form, because if you find out how to do that there, then you can be doing what they doing. You know, you can have the same amount of money that they got. But they don't want you to find out that. So for me, to find that out, luckily, you know, like I say, I paid attention to details. And, you know, see, you know, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? I can do that there, man. All he doing is doing this and doing that. So the next time I go get mine, I don't want it like this. I want it like that, and I'm going to make it like this. Because when you make it like that there, you can make it more. Which meaning you can have 1 ounce. I'm going to use this for example. You can have 1 ounce. And you can turn that ounce into 1.5 ounces. So just imagine if you go into the man and he's selling you that ounce, he keeping the extra half. That can be in your pocket. You see what I'm saying? So if you didn't know that, you are basically, like they got people out here probably still doing it, just chasing the same money. I ain't gonna never make it nowhere because they never made it to that level where they can learn how to do that type of stuff. And if you don't make it to that level where you type of do it, then you just spinning your wheels. You just making another man rich. You know? Oh. That's basically it. Cocaine was my drug of choice for the sale.
When you were selling it, how much were you making at your peak?
In my peak, I'd say easily. I'm going to tell you about the most money I think I made in a day. I made $27,000 in one day. I sold 27 ounces for $1,000 a piece. That was the most money I made in one day. They got 36 ounces in a kilo of cocaine. I sold 27 of them. So if I would have sold them all, that would have been 36. That's equal math. But that's the most money I made in one day. I would say it on a daily basis, nothing less than $5,000-$10,000. And when you being young with making that type of money, you really don't know what to do with it. You really don't know what to do with it. I'm looking at TV. I'm looking at what they say. Go to the club and make it rain. We throwing $2,500, throwing $1,200, easy. You know, going to the mall buying stupid stuff that you really don't need. You know, never ever thought about making an investment, about doing this, about doing, you know, where the money can have something to show for. That's why it's nothing to show for. You know. I mean, like I said, I done seen it done from a small scale all the way up into the largest scale you possibly can know about when it come down to it. From the smallest scale to the largest scale, I done seen it all. You know, average person, they don't, you know, I lived it. I lived it. I know what it feel like to be up on the interstate with 2 keys on the back seat. I know what it feel like to be riding with $250,000, you know what I'm saying, and 2 grocery bags, you know. Now, if you don't make it back with this here, now you got to worry about, now I felt threatened by that. You know, because you got all this responsibility. You know, I don't want to get all the way into that just yet, but you know, I like I say, from the small scale to the large scale, and I put my hand on the Bible, I'm not lying about not one sentence.
You were talking about some of the people earlier that were snitches.
No, I say the ones who be toting the pistols, like you were saying, you don't have no protection, man. You don't have nothing for to protect you out there. And I'm telling you, the ones who be having them guns up on them, and they do get caught with some, them be the ones who be telling. And the reason why I say, because it's more time added on to whatever they doing.
Take a pause right there, and I'm gonna fix that.
Nice catch. It ain't gonna come out to me after this shit. I'm just playing, man. But no, I want this for to be seen, because I want to break it down for y'all to understand what I mean about, you know, we ain't talking yet, right?
I don't know. Are you rolling?
Yeah.
Okay,
we rolling?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
We rolling. Let's roll.
We can roll. Look, nothing happens to this stuff without your permission. So we go back, we look at it. If there's something out there that we don't want to use, we hit delete and we kill it, and it's gone forever. So
all right, let's go. We doing good. I think we own it right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's roll.
All right. When I tell you about the dollar amount that I was making a day, you know, I told you about the 27,000 I made, and when that's the most I ever made in one single day. But how it goes is like this here. Okay, if you get, let's just say we gonna do this from the large scale. All right, 1 kilo of cocaine. We gonna say that it's $20,000. Okay, you gotta break down the kilo of cocaine into ounces. All right, that's 36 ounces. If you sell each one of them ounces for $1,000, for $1,000, you make $1,000 off each one of them ounces of cocaine. You got $36,000. You paid 20 for it, so you profiting 16. So if I tell you, like on a daily basis, I made $10,000, I probably sold 10 ounces that day. You know what I'm saying? So it wouldn't take me long to flip the kilo. You know what I'm saying? If I'm making $10,000 a day, I just break it down on the big scale. If I make $10,000 a day, basically I can move the kilo within 3.5 days. You know what I'm saying? Something like that there. Or basically I can move it within 2 and go get another one and just keep the extra. You know? But that's what I meant about that. And when you're on a small scale, that's the rocks. Where you $5, $10, the 20, you know. And if you don't learn how to cook it, like I told you, for the turn the powder form to, you will be doing that forever. You'll be doing that forever. And it's money into it is just longer, and it's way, way more riskier. Because then you got to deal with secret indictments. You got to deal with informants. Meaning the cops will sit there and stake you out. Find a normal one of your normal customers and jam them up. Meaning pull them over, probably catch them with the product on them, and make a deal to them right then and there. You going to jail. You know, they got some of them just take me to jail. You know what I'm saying? Then they got some of them just like, hey, look, you take this $20, you go back in there and get another 20, you know, and you go on about your business. You can have the cocaine. That's all you got to do. That's all I got to do. It's just going there and score me another 20. I want me some more coke. You know what I'm saying? So that, but little do you know that the bill is marked, the $20. So she goes in there with the $20 and scores her a 20 and leave like ain't nothing never happened. 20 minutes later, the police come kicking in your door. You ain't got to have a crumb in there. And they go in your pocket and pull out them $20. They look at it and it matches up to they serial number that they gave the form and you gone.
Okay. Speeding.
Now I want to move on into another topic that is, we're kind of hearing a little bit about it, especially after what happened to Trayvon Martin.
Right.
So my question, I want you to make comments on racism. What are your thoughts on it? Have you experienced racism personally? To just talk to us about that.
I must say, I never experienced it personally. Probably when I, was in the streets, I'm pretty sure the cops hated my ass. I hated them too. We had a thing for it. So I guess I could say I did experience it, but I guess I wouldn't say that I hate them now as a person, but back then it's it was a such thing as I know you trying to take me off the streets, so I don't like you, even though I'm doing something I don't got no business doing, So, but I feel like with far as the the trial and stuff going on, I think it's a lot of overreacting with that, especially if people don't really know the truth. A lot of people don't really know the full truth. They only giving what's given out to them. And who's finna sit at home and do their own research to find out the truth? Lazy boy gonna sit right there and watch the TV, and that's what you getting your information from, and then you going from it from there. I feel like, racism is just that's over with, man. I mean, everybody prejudiced in their own way, when it come towards to anything. It's not just got to be for us a skin complexion or nothing like that. So for us the racism thing, I think it's just out of hand, and a lot of people just really need to let go. A lot of people need to let go on both ends, on the black and the white ends, because I know just as much as they got, black people to prejudice, still got a few white people still prejudiced too. I feel like they all need to just let it go, and let let this country be the way that it is, be united. That's the way that I feel. That's my personal, opinion towards it. That's how I feel that things should be.
But you don't have any specific memories of you being treated differently because of your skin color?
No, not even as a child. Like in school, I had white classmates. White friends. I never experienced it right hands on. Like, I don't like you, nigger. Excuse me, but I never, experienced it right head on like that, and I never, like I said, I never just like, I don't like that, cause it's like I say, is some people that I know today, that I met that is white, keep it more real than people I knew from years, and they black. So I feel like it's an equal thing around the board with me, and with the rest of the world, they just need to calm down and overcome, and we'll be all right if they do that.
You mentioned that you think that some African Americans are prejudiced. Why do you say that? What have you seen? What's your experience?
I'm from the neighborhood. I see people all day talk about the white man, the white man, the white man. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why is because they looking for excuses. They need an excuse to live the way that they live. It ain't the white man's fault that you don't got no job. It's your fault. Don't nobody got no pistol to your head telling you can't go look for no job. Ain't nobody telling you can't go do that. You know, oh, I can't do this and do that there, but I bet you if I was white, no. You know, that's why I don't like to even be around certain parts when all that there come up, because I August the parent. All up until this day. You know, you can't make an excuse for what you did on somebody else or how you living for somebody else. Do something different to make your life different. That's the way it is, you know. But we gonna talk about government assistance, people who getting food stamps, maybe disabilities, you know, things within this nature here. You know what kills me? The ones who get approved for this voucher, I don't know what the voucher is called, but they get approved for the voucher and it helped them get a place to live, right? Where the government paying most of their rent. And these the same people who, you know, party harding. You know what I'm saying? They party hard and the government paying my rent, this and that. I ain't got to work. I ain't got to do this and that. So any money you coming by, you just having a good time. Then I sit back and look at myself. Man, I'm busting my ass every day. I wish if I had that voucher, I bet you I'd be doing something right with it. You know? But you ain't saying nothing about the white man then. You know what I'm saying? Long as you able. So that's the reason why I'm saying it's an excuse, because when certain folk can't get their way with the government, they want to make excuses that they don't like them. You know, if they get turned down at a job, which I think on certain jobs, when they say if you've been convicted of a felony, you automatically disqualified from this job. Now, how I feel about that, I feel like that's a little absurd, because, you know, everybody make mistakes and everybody can be changed. You know, now if they saying it's a violent offense, I can understand that too. You know what I'm saying? But all felonies is not violent felonies. And everybody who catch a felony is not a bad person. They got people do stuff wrong every day, just don't get caught. The judge who's sentencing you probably smoked a joint with his best friend before he even came to the courthouse. You know what I'm saying? And then come and sentence you for possession of marijuana. Absurd. You know what I'm saying? So the people get back up on folk making excuses for living the way that they living. You know, they ain't progressing enough because they feel that it's a quote prejudice thing. I don't feel that way. You know, I feel that each is his own, and if someone want to be successful, then you in charge of that. You in charge of want to be successful. You know, you in charge of what you want to do. You can't blame someone. Now, if you got a disability, your leg ain't working right, you know, or you retarded, you can't talk right or something, you know, I understand it. The ones who get the food stamps and not doing what they supposed to do with it. You know, I look at that too. Like, shit, I can have that. I got, you know, 3 kids. You know? Man, shoot, you get your stamps, you want to sell them. You know? The people who getting it, I feel like the way that the government assistance is today, the people who get it don't really need it. And the ones who need it ain't getting it. If that makes sense to you. The ones who's getting it don't need it. The ones who need it ain't getting it.
You think people are taking advantage of it? Right.
I mean, because if you getting help like that there, then do the right thing with it. I ain't saying not enjoy your life, but you know what I'm saying? They got some people doing crazy stuff with it, you know? A lot of crazy stuff. And if like I say, if I was the one to receive that, definitely would do something right with it, you know. But I feel like the ones who do just sit around and wait on their checks all at first of the month, just waiting on the mailman for to come, you know. I feel like the racism will never end just because simple stuff like that. The reason why is because if the government shut off that check, now they've been getting this check for 20, 30 years. Now you shut that check off, what the first thing they gonna say? oh, they being prejudiced, they didn't check my check out, and this and that and that and this and that there. Go get you a job. You know what I'm saying? Now, say for instance, if you say, I will help you until you get you a job. If they do it like that, I think it'll be more, you know. But it's just room for them to have that, you know, if I take care of you, then I'm all for you. You dig what I'm saying? And we for each other. But if I cut you off, then you ain't gonna like me. So they got certain people that get cut off and certain people stay approved. It's just as such as like a loan would have you. You know what I'm saying? Certain people get approved and certain people don't. You know? Certain people get it and do the right thing with it, and certain people don't. It's just the way of the world. You know what I'm saying? But what I don't like is, you know what I'm saying, like the ones who do take advantage of it, or the ones who sit around, and complain about not having or what have you because of, you know, they not got the equal opportunity or whatnot. When they do. You have the equal opportunity. You can get up and do, you get up every morning, just we breathe the same air, you know. They have the equal opportunity to do whatever they want to do. And some people just get stuck up into their way, been living that certain way for so long, they just like hell with it. You know? This just what it is. You know? And then, I mean, I'm only speaking of what I know and what I see of from, you know what I'm saying, my side. Now, I don't know how you know, what make a, you know what I'm saying, a white person prejudice, or how they should feel, or this or that. But this what I see, you know what I'm saying, when I go around, you know, my people in the neighborhood and stuff, you know, I sit there and look at them, and it always make me wonder, even when I was hustling, I used to always sit there and ask people, you know, have a conversation with somebody come up, you know, when I was selling the little rocks and stuff, they have people come up, I got $5, do something for $5. I'm like, man, what happened, bro? You know, how you got started up on it? Most of the women say a man turned them out up on it. Most of the men say it was just a release. Well, normal people had normal jobs and stuff, man, and the drug just killed them or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But
the benefits that they receive is not enough to live on, though, is it? Don't they have to work because you're not going to make
right,
money?
Right. The benefits is not. But that's what I'm saying. Okay, if you got about, let's say for instance, your rent is $600. You got a voucher that covers $600 that pays your rent, which only leaves you your light bill to pay, maybe if you want cable and all this and that, because all that is a sacrifice if you want all this and that, but lights is a must. So that leave a person just with a light bill for the pay. You know, that the normal person probably feeling like, well, I wouldn't say the normal person, but the average person who's trying to get over, I can hustle that up. That ain't nothing. I hustle up $100, pay my light bill or something like that there. They ain't feeling like they gotta go to work. You know what I'm saying? Now, the ones who getting food stamps, that's only helping with you getting, you know, a couple groceries in the house. You got to have a job with that, you know? But that's what I'm saying. I don't know the name of it, but it's some kind of voucher, man. It's some kind of voucher where the government pays your rent for you, you know? I'm not sure about it. I just know it's a voucher, because if I knew everything I'm supposed to know about it, I had an accurate name and everything. But I don't.
Who's the biggest influence in your life?
The biggest influence to me in my life was my uncle. I think he had the biggest influence on my life than mostly anybody. You know what I'm saying? That's who basically showed me how to survive the streets, really, you know? Who, you know, kept me on point, showed me how to be a man besides the streets part, you know, like far as, you know, he always told me, never don't have no kids. Wait for that, bro. Live your life. Don't have no kids. Don't have no kids, because once you have a child, everything change. You know what I'm saying? You're like, man, everything changed. He's not just saying your relationship changed with your woman, like literally. You know, you got something to live for. You can't do the things that you used to do. You know what I'm saying? Everything changed. So
Sorry,
All right.
I forgot to format the card, so
Oh, okay.
I'm full.
Okay. You rolling?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. Like I was saying, he showed me how to be a man, basically, you know. Taught me about bills. You know, when I first, my first phone was a Nextel. That was my first bill. He said, Neff, if I get you this phone up on my account, you're gonna have to keep up with the bill, and I want to pay it at the beginning of the month. I pay all my bills. I don't care if it is due up on the 5th or the 6th. All bills are done at first of the month. You know what I'm saying? And that mold and shaped me into a man as I was a young teen, because I was already routinely in a, and then of course I knew about the struggle with bills, with helping mama and all this and that. But to have my own bills, he was showing me how to maintain that. To have my own, for as, you know, spending time with your lady, and, you know, if you do decide to have kids, but, you know, he tried to protect me from that too. You know, because he had already had like 2-3 kids, you know. And he just like, you know, man, a lot changed. He slowly for surely trying to get himself together, you know. He trying to bag away, you know, and see me right there, and he trying to show me too, you know. And I mean, he had a bigger influence on me more than I would say my own dad did, you know. My uncle, you know, he basically showed me, like I say, everything basically about being a man, how to survive, how to, you know what I'm saying, adapt, you know, how to keep yourself up, how to, you know, your appearance. You know, when I first came around, I forgot my belt this morning, but my pants used to be falling forward this day for that. That's how I wanted to wear them. That's how I wanted to wear them. Man, pull your pants up, people. You know, that's where I get the neat look from. You know what I'm saying? He always was like on a prep look. You know, that's why I learned about the Ralph Lauren and all that there. You know, man, keep yourself neat, man. You don't want to look rough, never. You don't want to look all wild and like you finna go kill somebody, man. You know, look neat, look clean, stay clean, bro. You know, and that's the way that I am still to this day. You know, stay clean, stay neat. You know, take pride in yourself, man. You know, when I got expelled from school, he was hot. Now I did see a reaction from him. I must say that I did see a reaction from him. Man, don't come around me, because I used to like to hang around. You know, that's on. You know, man, don't come around me. You don't want to go to school. You ain't going to be nobody hanging around me. You can go do that somewhere else, dude. And that's just how he was feeling. That's just how he was coming. You know, he dropped out of school and went back to Northdale in his 20s and got his diploma. He like, man, bro, that's real, man. You got to do that now. You know what I'm saying? He still to this day, he be up on me, preaching from, he in federal prison right now. He come home next year. But he preaching from there. Man, that's good you got your job, bro. Man, that's good, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, Neff, man. You ever thinking about school? What you was thinking about? You know, that's the level. He up there taking classes. Before he went, he got his CDL license and everything. You know? Like I say, so the most influenced person besides him, I would say my grandmother. You know, then that's because that's who try to bring you up knowing God. You know what I'm saying? She, grandma. You know, that's grandmother. We say grandma. You know, that's the other person. Besides that, like I wouldn't say my parents, my mama or my dad, I wouldn't say they much had a real, you know, I love them to death. I love them, you know, and I know they love me, but I would say them the most two people influencing in my life.